and welcome back to another episode of Dare to Overshare. Super excited about my guest today. He is an artist. His name is Lou. And before he says hello, I just want to say I'm a fan. I've been listening to Lou's music for a while now. And when I get someone in here and I'm actually, fan of their work, it's really, really cool. But we're not really going to talk too much about the artistry. We're going to talk to Lou and find out who Lou actually is.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome to the show, Lou.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited for this.
I'm so excited to have you here. Let's start off with a vibe check. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. Before I got here, I had a White Claw. I'm vibing a little bit, I was taking a couple of sessions at Warner Chapel this week, so things are in motion, so I'm feeling good.
You're feeling great. So I like to just find out, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, that everything, sometimes things are not okay, and sometimes things just don't feel right. And Mercury's in retrograde right now. So has anything been going a little crazy in your life lately?
My ex, on some back and forth, crazy stuff, some toxic behavior, I guess you could say.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that because actually your first overshare today is that you took your cheating ex back 8 times. Is this the same person?
Yeah. Sadly.
So 7 times.
No, I said sadly.
Oh, sadly. Okay, so you took her back 8 times. So is this about to be 9 or what?
I'm so dramatic because she never really cheated on me, but in my heart it felt like it. You know what I mean?
Okay, elaborate.
So I had an ex before her, right? And she was my best friend. I was communicating with her and stuff. So, and she also has an ex. That's her best friend. She made me cut off my ex and not talk to her ever again, but she was still talking to her ex. I feel like that was out of pocket, So
double standard?
Yeah, exactly. So I would have been cool if you were just hey, I'm going to talk to my ex still. We still got a relationship. And then I can do the same with mine. But she was trying to have her cake and eat it too.
So when you say talking, actually just kind of staying friends and communicating?
Yeah, so they live in different states and stuff, so they'll check in and stuff, which to me, like I said, would have been fine if you just told me I could do the same thing.
Did your ex live in the same place as you or also in another state?
She lives in another state as well.
Okay. So when she said cut off yours, she also said she was going to cut off hers but didn't?
Well, she said I've been cut off my ex. She was like, I never talked to him no more, but it was cap. So
okay. And so this happened, you said, over and over and over again, and it was never actually quote unquote cheating?
To me, yeah. To me, she never, I don't know what people do when I'm not around. Right. But as far as I know, yeah, that's what it was. So I don't know.
So what are you doing now? Why are you doing this back and forth? What's going on?
We'll never be together again like boyfriend and girlfriend, but we still be having our intimate moments, I guess you could say.
Do you feel like that makes it harder when you're not in a relationship? Technically, you're broken up and yet you're still doing things, communicating. Does that make it harder for you?
Honestly, for me, it's easier because I really just want to focus on my career and music. So having a female friend that's a companion in that sense is probably my preferred scenario. But I do have feelings for her, which makes it, at times it can get, because technically we're both single, so we're doing single people stuff. So sometimes I'll see her doing single people stuff, and I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. So if you could think of something that you learned from your ex, what have you learned?
Man, I learned a lot from my ex.
Let's hear it.
I learned a lot. I would say to trust the red flags you see. You know what I mean? Whatever somebody's giving you is exactly what they're giving you. There's nothing beneath the surface there. Trust your intuition and your gut with people at all times.
Okay, so we're going to elaborate. This is Dare to Overshare.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When it comes to red flags, give me some red flags, whether it was this current ex or other exes that you've had in the past. What are some red flags that you kind of knew they were red flags, but you ignored them anyway? What were those signs?
I got 2 big ones.
Okay.
2 huge ones. Number 1, this is not misogynistic in any way, I promise. If her friends are, what's the word? If her friends do a lot of wild stuff, she's not different. she's the same. That applies to men too. If a man's friends are crazy, he's probably the same.
So like birds of a feather flock together.
Exactly. Birds of a feather flock.
I had a guest on the show. Well, I don't know if this episode's out yet, but she was also saying that was her hot take, that birds of a feather flock together. And if she said, if his friends are trash, then he's compost. That's what she said.
I like that.
So, okay. So one of those red flags was that you noticed that the people that she was hanging out with were doing things that you didn't really approve of.
For sure.
Like what kind of things?
Going out and doing certain substances that maybe I didn't agree with them. I'm cool with like weed or shrooms, alcohol. But once it gets past that, it gets a little sketchy, you know?
Gotcha.
Maybe multiple men being around in certain environments. That's not exclusive to just their friends. That, you know, they're probably like that too.
Well, it's true. The whole birds of a feather flock together. It's also another quote I can think of is the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree or whatever. It's like if you surround yourself with a certain group of people, it really is a projection or a mirror of who you are.
For sure.
Right? So that makes a lot of sense. So what's your other red flag? You said you have multiple.
This one I feel like most people are not going to agree with. But in my experience, this is true. If somebody needs a clear-cut conversation on boundaries for a relationship, this is a red flag to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. On the surface, I get it. You want to establish how serious something is, but I feel like a lot of things are common sense when it comes to loving somebody or caring about somebody. So for me, right, if I'm talking to you for 6 months in a relationship, or not in a relationship, but before the relationship, 6 months we're talking, and we're saying I love you, we're sleeping over at each other's houses, we're meeting each other's friends. In my head, we're exclusive.
I mean, if you're saying I love you, I would imagine.
Right?
Right.
So,
unless you're poly and you're polyamorous and you have all these.
Yeah, that's a conversation that should happen.
Right.
But most people are just going to be like, you know, in a
yeah,
situation. So if we're having all these intimate moments, going on dates and all of this, I feel like we should both understand that this is, we're working towards something exclusive. But a lot of people will say, well, you didn't tell me I was your girlfriend as an excuse to like, oh, I did what I wanted to do, you know? So I feel like if somebody needs that conversation, that's a big red flag.
Do you feel like you're the lover boy type where if you're talking to one person and you really like them, that's a for sure, like you're locked in, you're not dating other people,
sure.
things like that? Yeah, you know, I noticed that I'm the same way when I really like somebody, even in the very early stages, I'm not going on other dates with people just because I like to focus on one person. It's almost easier for me to do that. But I do notice there's so many people who are like, yeah, I'm dating. And I'm like, what do you mean by dating? And they're like, well, I'm dating this person and then tomorrow I have this date. I mean, look, when you're single and you're actually going on dates to find your person, that's one thing. But it's like, oh yeah, I got this person and this person and this person and none of it's exclusive. It's like, how do you even focus on any of them?
Facts.
How do you?
You can't build a relationship with any person like that. Like, that's crazy to me.
And that's why I do think that maybe it is something that you do have to say, like, hey, I'm trying to build this thing with you. Are you down? Because maybe that person that you're talking to is the kind of person that wants to date all these people.
In which case, I wouldn't even want that person anymore.
Right.
Because it should be a common sense thing. So I do see why you say that you should have a conversation. But if I have to tell you that, it's
I'm just being devil's advocate because I have to be, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, well, there's two sides to every coin. Why does one person think this way and one person thinks the opposite way? There has to be a reason. Like something's going on in this person's brain, you know?
For sure.
So basically you're saying when you're with somebody, you're dating, do you ever ask that person like, will you be my girlfriend? Or you just assume over a period of time that that's your girlfriend, but you never actually like have that conversation?
No, I definitely believe in having the moment of, will you be my girlfriend?
Because I was going to say girls like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we need it.
You know, I think that's important. But I'm a slow burner. I like to take my time. And by the time I ask you to be my girlfriend, you're pretty much my girlfriend already. And we're living like that already, you know?
Yeah. So you don't feel like, the moment will come when it comes. You don't need to say it's going to come soon type of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So those are your two red flags that you can think of. Okay.
You have any?
Oh, I mean, the list is long.
Yeah.
One red flag I have off the top of my head is if I'm on a date with somebody and they are talking trash about their exes and they're like, oh yeah, my ex was this, my ex was that. And it's fine to tell the story of what happened in your relationship. Like I can sit here and talk about my exes, but it's like putting all the blame on everybody around you, like you're perfect and you had no part in anything.
Yeah.
So I don't like when people talk bad about other people. I don't really like that gossipy sort of like vibe. Another red flag definitely is flakiness. So if you're gonna plan something with me, I get things come up. You might get sick, you might get this, get that. I get it. Things come up. It's fine to reschedule, whatever. Once it happens like more than twice, I don't.
Yeah.
You don't like me enough. Like you're not serious enough. I don't like that.
That's real.
And then also, I don't know if this is necessarily a red flag, but it's definitely like a turn off for me. Is just somebody who's not spiritual, not conscious, like an unconscious person who's kind of just walking around the matrix and just somebody who's always like upset at the world. You know what I mean? Just always complaining about something. That's a red flag.
It's so many people that just live on autopilot like that. Like everything that happens in the world, they have a reaction to, or they're always like frustrated about the simplest stuff, like red lights, or like
red flags, red lights.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay, well, this one is now geared towards you. Do you feel like you've had any red flags? If you were dating yourself, like, would you say that you have any?
For sure, 100%.
Okay, what is it? Because this is the important stuff here, is being self-aware.
Yeah, facts.
What is it?
I know for sure, 100%. I'm a horrible communicator. I really struggle in the early stages with making a woman feel important in my life. Like I could go a whole day without texting, or I never double text. Like if we go on a date or something, I'll do the whole flowers thing and open the door for you. But I'm not the type of person to apply pressure to a situation like a lot of girls like, I guess. When I get frustrated or overwhelmed, I just go silent. You're not gonna hear from me.
Avoidant attachment.
That's
a little avoidant.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, it's funny because you classify yourself as the lover boy who's kind of like when you're in, you're all in, but then at the same time, you're a little bit avoidant.
Yeah,
too.
For sure.
So have you ever sat with that and try to figure out where that stems from? It's always a childhood thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I think for me, it's like a trust thing. Like I'll take my ex as an example. I really like had deep love for this person, but I also didn't trust her. So it's like I am the lover boy that wants to be that person for you, but at the same time, I hold back 'cause out of the fear of embarrassment of like, oh, you're talking to somebody else, or oh, I'm spending money on you, but you're over here with this person. Like it's that kind of thing. So I avoid embarrassing myself in that sense.
That makes sense. So do you feel like you have the trust issue specifically with, that one person, or have you had it just with everybody you've been with?
I did not have that with my first girlfriend, but I've had that in life, like with friends and for a big part of my life. So the thing about my first girlfriend is she never even displayed any of those signs, so I never had a reason to not trust her. But the second somebody shows me the slightest bit of that, I kind of go back into that shell of like, yeah, I'm
that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of untrustworthy people out there in this world.
For sure.
And that's why just using that intuition to feel out, who's real.
But also like you can't let those people change your character either, because I could see how it's easy to end up in that space where you're completely closed off to love, completely closed off to trust, and that's also worse. You let those people win pretty much. So no matter what you go through in life, like with people, you should always have your hands out, be willing to give trust and love no matter what.
Yeah, that's so true. People go through hard things and it hardens them, and it like makes their heart cold and closed off. And I know so many people in my life, friends that maybe they've gotten cheated on or whatever the case, and now they don't trust anybody, they don't want to be with anyone. But man, it's just so freeing to, what it is? Surrendering. Just surrender to whatever it is, because once you do that, then you can actually find love, or you can actually find whatever you're looking for, passion or whatever. But softening the heart a little bit. It's like it's like your heart's an ice pack, putting it in the microwave and like defrosting it a little.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's like as you get older, love becomes more rooted in courage than naivety. When you're young, it's love is just naive. But as you get older, it requires actual effort to give love.
Yeah, and
to receive it.
Yeah, courage, 100%. That's such a good point, because if you don't know how to receive love, it's going to be so hard to give it off your 100%, because you have to be able to receive it in order to fill your own cup, So
Sure.
give and receive. Speaking of receiving, your second overshare is that you used to steal DoorDash deliveries when you drove for DoorDash, and you would take the last one, and you definitely received then.
For sure.
Maybe you weren't supposed to, but you did it anyway. Yeah, you were taking. So let's talk about that time in your life and how open you are about that.
Yeah, for sure. When I first moved to LA, I didn't have a job at the time. I was just getting like unemployment checks. So I was like, we didn't really have food in the cabinets and fridge or whatever. Like, so I was like, how can I like eat good still,
Mm-hmm.
So I started door dashing, and I would do most of my door dashes normal. Like, I would be honorable in what I was doing, but the last door dash every night. And the reason I did this, because I know people could get their money back. I wouldn't just steal from people, like, if. So I would take the order, and then I would drive to the actual house, and I would just press delivered, but I would take the order with me.
So did you take the job because that your intention was like, I'm gonna do this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I took it to make money normally, but then I started once you do the job, you kind of find the loopholes and how things work.
You start smelling the food in your front seat.
I'll be so hungry in the car, bro. It'd be horrible. And it sometimes, like, I would wait to get an order I really like to. Like, I wouldn't say anything. So I would sit out there for like 30, 45 minutes, and then I would get an order from, like, I don't know, like Mike and Ike's or something. It's like, oh yeah, I'm taking this one.
So I don't know about back then how they used to do it, but now don't you the driver has to take a picture or whatever when they deliver?
Yeah, they
didn't used to do that.
They did do that, but it's like super loose. Like you could just take a picture of the front door or something.
I was like, did they start doing that because of you?
Imagine. It's crazy that you say that, because there was also a time in my life where you ever heard of Sweetgreens?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I used to go to Sweetgreens. I would just walk by just to see. They have like the orders like on the shelf, like the pickup orders, and I would take the pickup orders almost every day. And it got to a point to where they stopped putting the pickup orders on the shelf.
They're like, you're not ordering from Sweetgreen every day.
All right. So I feel like that was kind of because of me. So
I always wonder about that whenever I go to pick up my order from wherever, and there's just a bunch of orders. Like, people have to be doing that.
Yeah,
people have
sure.
to be taking orders, and they're not really watching.
And the workers there don't care. They're just like, whatever.
So what was the end result? Did you end up getting fired, or did you end up just feeling bad and stopping doing that? Like, what happened?
I did this on Uber Eats as well. My Uber Eats account got suspended.
Did it everywhere, y'all. Watch out, Lou. Do not order from Lou.
I don't DoorDash anymore, thank God. But my Uber Eats account got banned, and then my DoorDash account is still active, but I just don't do it anymore.
So what was it? Just one day, did you feel bad and you stopped, or did you just start making enough income that you were like, well, I don't need to do this anymore?
I started, my song blew up, and I started making money on streams and stuff, so I didn't have to do it anymore.
Look, you guys, if you listen to Lou's music, your support is helping him eat well.
Exactly. Real dinners now, so.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for admitting that too, because a lot of people wouldn't even admit that they did something like that, because I'm sure now you feel a little bad about it,
sure.
Maybe. But
there'd be times too where I was gonna do it, and then I'll see like a mom come out with her kids or something, and then I wouldn't do it. But I know for sure during my time, I probably stole from people that maybe didn't. Their DoorDash was probably their last little, like, I felt bad about that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we all do dumb things sometimes, or quote unquote bad or wrong things. But I think what makes a person a good person is how they feel about it, their consciousness, their intention. So we're not going to hold that against you.
Thanks.
Did you grow up in an environment where you didn't have a lot of food and things growing up?
No, I for sure didn't. I grew up in a 2-parent household. Like, we weren't rich or nothing. Like, we're fortunate like everybody else. But I grew up in an environment where my mom was super, what's the word? Like, she cared a lot about us eating every day. So she cooked for us every day. I didn't really struggle with that until I moved out by myself. So I moved to LA alone to like pursue music, and that's kind of where my financial struggle started to that happen.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I mean, LA is the place where people go to achieve their dreams. I mean, I'm also from the Bay Area like you, and I came out here to do my thing. And sometimes, especially in this entertainment business, you know, things can get a little rocky, and you don't know where your next check is coming from, and you got to do what you got to do. So, if you could give advice to somebody who's maybe moving over here or just starting out in their career, what would you tell them now that you've actually made it to a point where you don't need to do that anymore?
Yeah, I would say as far as like some tangible real life advice on, like, I would say come out here with at least $5,000-$10,000 on you just for backup safety.
Hmm.
But outside of that, like I would say there are gonna be some very rough, dark, slow times on your journey if you're making art or if you're in the entertainment industry. Um and you have to be willing to push through those moments with cup of noodles in your cabinets and bottled water every day. Like, you can't let your physical environment dictate like the way you feel about your journey. You're gonna struggle 100%. So just push through those moments and you'll be good no matter what.
It's so true because, you know, you're hearing it from somebody who literally did that. It's like you don't know where your paychecks are coming from. You don't know where your meals are coming from. You don't know all this. And it's like you have this passion burning inside of you to continue on because you could have easily just quit. Have you ever had a moment where you were like, this is too hard. I don't want to do this anymore? Or has that never crossed your mind?
That's crossed my mind 1,000 times for sure. Every time your stomach rumbling, you're gonna say, I wanna quit. When your car break down, I wanna quit. When you lose friends, I wanna quit. Your girlfriend leaves, I wanna quit. That's gonna happen so many times, but your passion has to be stronger than the temptation to give up.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Well, before we move on to hot takes, my hottest take is that I'm sponsored by Vibes, which is a mind and body mood drink with magnesium in it. If you want to try this out, it tastes so good and it's so yummy and delicious and good. Magnesium is so good for you. Head to idrinkvibes.com. That's VYBES. If you want 10% off your order, Jackie Hollywood is the promo code. And cheers. You like your vibes?
It's amazing.
We got vibes going in here.
10 out of 10.
Yes, we love it. Okay, let's move on to hot takes. So your first hot take for me today is that girls cheating is worse than guys cheating. So, you know, I'm over here like, okay, I'm listening. I'm going to be open-minded. Tell me why. Let's roll it all the way back.
All right. First and foremost, I think anybody cheating is bad.
Okay, we'll start there.
Yeah. A man cheating and a woman cheating, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
What I'll say is this. I think in most relationships, the man is giving more to the relationship than the woman, from the perspective of a man is providing financially. He's providing from the sense of, like, if you got to get picked up from somewhere, who do you call? Your man. If you are having trouble here or somebody's harassing you or somebody breaks into the house, like, the man is protecting, providing. And if a woman goes and cheats on her man, it's like, wow, all this that I'm doing for somebody just for them to go betray me.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman, on the other hand, and again, this is not every case, but a woman typically is being provided for. So if you're receiving all this from somebody, to go cheat on them is like worse to me. Cause you know what I mean? Like,
do you mean, and when you say cheating, do you mean any type of cheating? Do you mean physically cheating or because emotional cheating is a thing, right? Yeah. Too. So do you mean specifically you're talking about physically cheating?
I mean, emotionally cheating too, but when I said it, I was kind of more so thinking about like physical cheating, you know?
Because I hear this from people a lot. I mean, I've never cheated, but I've heard from people that men more so cheat because of a physical reason and women cheat emotionally because they're feeling maybe unsatisfied in their emotional needs. And that's why women tend to cheat. Now, again, not everybody. This is just like kind of an umbrella statement. So do you feel like that part is true?
I think so, for sure. I think when a man cheats, men are just more like visual, physical people. So when a man cheats, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club and I see this girl, we have sex, whatever. With women, it's like, this man makes me feel special, and I see him 3-4 times a week or whatever. There's a connection, and then it'll lead to a physical thing. But yeah, I agree for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but have you ever cheated?
Nah, never.
Never.
I
That's
can't.
great.
I don't not cheat for my partner. I don't cheat for myself because I don't want to look in the mirror and feel like I'm that person that could betray. Betrayal is the number one thing that I am just against 100%.
Yeah, because like you said, you have to live with that, right? You have to live with the guilt. And yeah, you've also hurt somebody else in the process, but you have to look in the mirror and live with that. So I don't know how people like serial cheaters just go out and do that and hide it and keep it a secret. And they can wake up, look at themselves in the mirror every single day and be okay with it. Like,
It's like it's those people you brought up earlier, the people that live on autopilot. I think
Yeah.
those are people that do that. They
Yeah.
don't look within. They have no internal thoughts. It's just whatever's happening outside is all they experience.
And it feels very narcissistic to just want to do all those things. You don't care who you're hurting. You don't care what the consequences are as long as you're getting whatever your needs are met. And it's like, that sounds like a very narcissistic way to live,
For sure.
So yeah, I mean, I can't sit here and agree. I usually agree with people's hot takes. I can't agree that a woman cheating is worse than a man. I think it's equally as bad. But I am very open and I understand your mindset and I understand what you're saying. So, and you think all cheating is bad. So we're just going to leave it at that.
I'm going to reiterate with the fact that if somebody loves you, regardless of man or woman, you should never betray that person. Like that's always.
And it's okay to have a hot take that not everyone, that's what a hot take is. Not everyone has to agree with it, right? Like it's a hot take and that's your hot take and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Your second hot take, we're switching gears real quick. You said Democrats and Republicans are the same. So I don't think I've ever talked about politics on the show before. So let's talk about it.
Obviously it's not the same, but I think from the perspective of, I always see Democrats and Republicans get into arguments about political issues. And it's like, you have to think about people. So my dad is a super Democrat. And every day it's like, oh, look what these Trump supporters said or did. Those people are watching a specific news that's catering to their beliefs and their ideas. Mm-hmm. And it's propaganda for those people. You as a Democrat are receiving the same thing from this end. You're only receiving information and facts and proof about things you believe in. Mm-hmm. So you can't judge them for doing what you're also doing.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, exactly. So these people, like Republicans, they're doing what they feel is best for their life and their families. Mm-hmm. They're not dumb for that. Like, so I think a lot of times we villainize people from on the other side of our perspectives and opinions, but we're all just human beings trying to survive, trying to make the most money we can and be happy. You know what I mean?
100%. I couldn't agree with that hot take more because two sides of the same coin. When you're too far extreme on one end or the other, like you said, you're feeding your own beliefs with what you consume. It's like, right, Fox is kind of for the Republicans, right? I think, and I don't watch the news. And then maybe, I don't know what other channel gears towards the Democrats, like but
CNN or whatever.
CNN, sure is. I mean, when I say I don't watch the news, I don't really know what's going on in the world. But that makes me a happier person.
For sure, 100%.
But whenever it comes to voting and things like that, this is my hot take, and I get a lot of shit for this, and I'm still going to say it. I have to brace myself. I haven't voted in a long time. Okay, I have not voted, and people are going to get upset that if I don't vote, that means I'm perpetuating what's happening and this and that and that. Look, I'm not informed enough. And I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm not informed enough to vote. If I really cared about politics and I did all this research and I knew what I was voting for, that would be a different story. I could be like, I'm making an informed decision of what I'm voting for. Sure. But to vote based off of what everyone else is telling me to do on the internet or telling me not to do, I feel like I'm a fraud, right? Sure. And I feel like politics in general is very matrix behavior. Now, again, this is a hot take. People can come at me if they want to. It's okay. You can leave your comments. It's okay with me. But I just think that when you're so involved in politics is very low vibrational, I will say, right? Because all it is politicking against someone else. And it's kind of the same with, super extremists in religions, so extremists that's what causes violence and wars. So I couldn't agree with that more. I think there's a nice middle ground, which is be a kind person, be a good human, be compassionate. What else really matters?
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Like when you're a good person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know there's people that they want to protect their money or their business, or they want to protect this or protect that. But it's like when you put all of that personal stuff aside and you're just a kind, compassionate person, doesn't matter what you are, who you are. And then I think we're all brainwashed by also maybe our own families or the cities we grew up in or whatever. So it's all matrix stuff. And I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff on my show because I'm like, people are going to come at me. Oh, you don't vote. You're part of the problem. You have a big platform. You're supposed to do this. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't have to do anything. And I'm a happy person and I live my life just fine. This turned into my hot take because because I just agree with it so much, you know.
And the crazy part is, like, I went to Montana about a year ago for a trip. And you know, Montana's like a red state.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're there, you kind of interact with the local people and you sit down and have conversations with them about politics. And you realize, oh, this is just a human. This is just a person that has their own life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most super Democrats or super Republicans have never even met another person from the other side.
Yeah.
So like you're judging your opinion about these people from the internet or from the news.
That's true. And I mean, and that's not to say we can't have our own beliefs. You know, I have strong beliefs about, you know, gay rights. I have strong beliefs about abortion rights. I have strong beliefs about certain rights that do fall towards the left, towards the Democrats, for sure. But that doesn't make me want to go out there and be like, I'm only an ally for this side. Because guess what? Like you said, everyone's a person. And sometimes people that think the other way or the opposite, they don't think that way because necessarily they're a bad person. They think that way because they grew up that way. Their parents and grandparents taught them that that's what's right. And maybe they're just kind of brainwashed in that sense. And so it's like I have compassion for all types of people, even if you don't necessarily agree. I might not be like best friends with you if you don't agree with me on human rights, on like certain basic human
there's some
rights.
things that are like this.
Like if you're against gay marriage, I'm not going to hate you as a person, but I'm probably not going to be good friends with you because I have a lot of gay friends. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make sense. So I do believe in loving everybody for who they are. You just don't have to be close with certain people that maybe don't have the same beliefs.
I agree.
So, okay. So our next hot take, or your next hot take, is Drake is the best rapper of all time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about that.
With all the hoopla around the Kendrick Lamar beef and stuff, I feel like Drake gets a lot of bad rep for, again, having ghostwriters or people seeing him as a pop artist. But as an amazing writer myself, I study like all of these people, and one thing I could genuinely say is I think he's just the greatest writer to ever live. And if you really look at it, there's a bunch of fans that hate on Drake and stuff, but his peers respect his pen.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks volumes. Like the artists respect his pen. So I'm just advocating for just good music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of politics in it, but to me, he's the greatest to ever do it. And I'm always stand and die on that hill.
So what is it, if you could describe, what is it about his writing style that specifically resonates with you?
It's like conversational music. So if you read like Drake lyrics, you could say this line in a sentence, in a conversation. I think that's just so hard to me. Like, there's a lot of rappers who do the lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and it's like, that's cool, but you couldn't say this to somebody in a real conversation. I think
like metaphors and stuff.
Yeah, but not even just metaphors. It's just the way they frame the bars. It's just not. There's just a certain skill set required to me to be able to say something and it makes sense in a conversational perspective.
Like storytelling?
Yeah, storytelling or just expressing how you feel and making it rhyme. That requires way more skill to me than the complex word schemes and, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and your music, you are always storytelling. You're telling a story of either how you grew up or a relationship or something like that. And it does feel like you're having a conversation with someone. You're like listening to someone. So you feel like you get a lot of your inspiration from Drake.
Yeah, probably all of my inspiration. All of my inspiration from him and J. Cole for sure. Those are my two favorite rappers.
If you could criticize your own music, if you were listening to it as a critic, what would you say you need to work on?
I think honestly, sometimes I feel like I don't have direction creatively in the sense of my story is consistent because it's about my life, but I do too many different styles of music sometimes. I feel like that's bad for branding. Like sometimes I do R&B. Some of my stuff could be classified as pop, I do lyrical rap. I do like trap music. So I could see how um someone could listen to it and be like, who is this guy? Like you know, it's hard to kind of identify with me currently because of that, I think.
I think it's so cool though to be able to do multiple things, and we all have like different seasons in our life. You know, before this podcast, I had a different podcast, and now I have this one, and it's like just growing into a new era or a new season.
Sure.
So I think it's cool when an artist can transform in that way. Have you ever thought about doing any other genres? Have you ever thought about, oh, I'm going to do a country song or a rock song or something crazy like that?
You know what's crazy is country is my favorite genre to listen to.
Really?
So, yeah, so a lot of times I'll like go find country like beats on like YouTube and stuff or whatever, and I'll just write songs to them. But that's really like my favorite.
Do you have a favorite country artist?
Yeah, I've been listening to like Nate Smith a lot.
Okay, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who that is, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
He's fire though. Nate Smith is fire. Him. Who else? There's this one female country singer. I just found her on like an Apple playlist. I forgot her name, but her music is really fire. What makes me resonate with country music the most is it's very similar to rap music, because if you listen to country, they're kind of talking about a lifestyle. They talk about drinking, getting drunk, alcoholism.
Yeah.
They're talking about being at bars, heartbreak, their trucks that they drive in, dirt road. It's like it kind of explains their actual environment.
That's a hot take. Country and rap or hip hop are like similar.
I think so. I really do. Like
I don't know if you're talking about this female artist or not, but I didn't never listen to a lot of country, and recently I've been finding a few country artists that I like, and there's one female artist I really like right now, and I'm wondering if it's the same. Her name is Jessie Murph.
Jessie, I've heard of her, but not.
Okay, I was like, what if it's the same? Because I don't know a lot of artists, but it's funny because I describe her music as it's country, but it's like it kind of sounds like a little hip hoppy in a way. It just kind of has it's like sounds like she's from the hood, but she's country. I don't know how to describe it.
Let me see real quick.
If it's her,
I think this might be the.
She kind of has like an Amy Winehouse look. She has like this big brunette hair, white girl. And she has a song called Blue Strips. That's so good.
Oh, she here for sure.
Yeah. Shout out Jessie Murph. Let's get her on the podcast.
Jessie Murph, yep.
That's her?
She has a song with Polo G and Diplo.
Okay. See, I had a feeling because I was like, because she is country, but she has like some sauce to her, you know? So I had a feeling it was her.
Nah, Jessie Murph is hard. For sure.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's talk about young Lou. When I say young, I'm not like calling you young Lou. I'm talking about like a young version of you.
Yeah.
When you think about a young version of you, like you as a boy, how old do you picture yourself?
12.
12. Okay. So let's pretend young Lou is in here with us. What would you say to him right now?
Man, when I was 12, first of all, I was very insecure and shy and timid, afraid of everything. So I would just say like, continue to take risks, continue to take chances. I was also like very short and a fat kid, so like I was always like being bullied or made fun of. So I also like other people's opinions don't matter at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just do what you want to do. If you want to rap, people used to make fun of me for rapping. Just do what you want to do. Like, nobody really has answers. A lot of those kids you're around, they're gonna grow up and not really do anything special with themselves. So find your confidence, find what makes you happy, your passion, and put yourself around people that believe in you and push you to be great, and you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, as kids, sometimes it's so hard to do the thing we want to do. Like you said, you were rapping when you were little, right? When you were young in school and stuff like that. And when people made fun of you, what were they saying?
I mean, I was just like, I didn't dress cool. I didn't look cool. So me rapping, people just thought it was silly. You know, like I was always into like Lil Wayne early on in my life. So people knew me as like a big hip hop fan. But people thinking me rapping specifically, they were like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, that's corny, cheesy.
So they hear it now.
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's hard now. But it kind of just discouraged me from pursuing that early on. I didn't really do it till I got older. But yeah.
What's your favorite song of your own?
My favorite song of my own? Man. My favorite song of my own.
I know they're all your babies, so.
Yeah, it's hard. I just dropped a song called Money on Money. and it's kind of like a affirmation to myself. Cause like earlier in this year, I was going through a lot of trouble with friendship and my management and my label, and my car blew up, and I lost my apartment, I
Oh my
lost my
God.
girlfriend, just everything just went to shit kind of. So uh, I had to pull myself out of that situation, um, do some very humbling things
Hmm.
to get out of that, and then that was my first independent release. Since then. So I think I would say that's my favorite song now. It was kind of like I'm back. I came back, you know.
It's like a comeback song of freedom,
Mhm.
freedom and affirmation. I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. So what are you working on now? I know you said you just released, well, by the time this comes out, maybe another release. I don't know, but what are you working on and what's in the works for you coming up?
I really want to get in my writing bag. So I've been like having sessions at like Warner Chapel and stuff, working with producers. I want to pitch songs out to artists for them to use. I'm dropping my own songs every 2 weeks. So by the time this comes out, I don't know how many I'll have out,
Yeah.
but
You
I'm
have like 20 new songs out.
yeah, exactly right. I'm just trying to be consistent as possible, as I'm sure you know in this algorithmic era.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so ahead in this podcast that by the time you are listening to this right now, this has been recorded a few months before because you really do have to stay consistent. And I just want to highlight that consistency doesn't mean that you have 100% energy every single day to do the thing. It's just doing a little bit every day. And if you need a little rest, sometimes it's okay. Do you have those days where you're just like, I'm not doing music today at all?
For sure.
And it's healthy, right?
But those days I don't do music, I do something else. I post on social media, or I'll reply to DMs, or send some shirts out. You know, just anything to kind of keep the rhythm going.
Yeah, it's just like, what's the one tiny little thing you can do today to move yourself along type of thing. And if there's one day where you just want to sleep all day too, I mean, who's to fault you for that?
That's fine too.
Because we're tired out here. We do a lot.
That's the thing about what we do. It's like an everyday grind. It's not just Monday to Friday. It's 24/7, 365. So.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, me right now too with this podcast, I have a full-time job outside of this too, and this is my second full-time job, and then I know you got so much going on, so I always want to highlight resting because otherwise burnout, you know what I mean? I think hustle culture is that's my hot take. I think hustle culture is a little overrated. I think it's good to hustle in a sense of what's that one small step I can take today to push something out. But when you hustle so much that you forget about self-care, then everything's gonna fall apart.
I mean, you can't work if you're exhausted. You can't, you know, like especially mentally as an artist, creatively. If I'm exhausted, I can't even think of nothing cool. So those rest days are extremely important.
Some people get like 3-4 hours of sleep. They're like, I'm fine, and then they're just caffeinated or maybe doing other substances, and it's like, yeah, you're fine right now, but like when you're 47, like you're not gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Or whatever age. I'm just saying, like it all comes. So just rest, relax, but also work on your passions. Just like Lou, just like me.
Yeah.
Well, let everyone know where they can find you if they want to stay in touch.
You can find me everywhere, honestly. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music, at Where's Lou, at WHEREISLEW. Come join me, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a cool guy or whatever. I hope.
Yes, I think this podcast proves that you are. We're all just out here trying our best.
Come on, that's
We're
what
all
it's
just
about.
living.
Being a good person, being kind to people, inspiring people, and chasing your dreams.
100% agree with that. Well, thank you so much for being here, for spilling it all, and for being super vulnerable and honest with me on Dare to Overshare. And thank you guys for tuning in again. We'll be back next time for another episode of Dare to Overshare. Bye.
Yes, sir.